Hi, I'm Erica with the Sulphur Branch of your Calcasieu Parish Public Library. Today, I'm going to talk about the 6 nonfiction books nominated in the 3rd through 5th grade level of the Louisiana Young Readers Choice Award for the 2023-2024 school year. Every one of these books are truly inspirational, and I can't wait to talk about them. They're all picture books, but they also include extras at the end of the stories, like timelines, photos, quotes, and more. I do want to note that these true stories are from all over the world, and it is entirely possible that I will not be pronouncing some of the names correctly, but I will try my best. All of these books, except for the book about Stan Lee, do have AR tests. Let's get started. The Floating Field: How a Group of Thai Boys Built Their Own Soccer Field, by Scott Riley and illustrated by Nguyen Quang and Kim Lien. Have you ever tried running in sand before? Imagine trying to play soccer on a field made of sand and goalposts made of sticks. Not exactly ideal. Would you then just give up simply because doing something you love is inconvenient? Not a group of boys in Thailand. They dreamed big and decided to build their own soccer field on the water. With creativity, teamwork, and perseverance, they not only built their floating soccer field in just a few weeks, they went on to establish the Panyi Football Club. Nikki and Vera: A Quiet Hero of the Holocaust and the Children He Rescued, by Peter Cease. There are some things that we can't even begin to imagine here in modern-day America, like having to flee the country simply because of how we look or what we believe. But unfortunately, there was a time when parents were so scared for their children's lives that they sent them off to a safer place without them. One of these times was when Germany invaded Czechoslovakia during the Holocaust in 1939. Luckily, there was an Englishman named Nicholas Winton who set up a way to help Jewish children secretly escape to England and find foster families there. He was so good at keeping secrets that it wasn't until he was an old man that his wife found all of the records and he was able to reunite with some of the children that he rescued. Let Liberty Rise: How America's School Children Helped Save the Statue of Liberty, by Chana Stiefel, illustrated by Chuck Roenick. All of us know about the Statue of Liberty and have at least seen pictures of her, but how much do we really know about how she was built? France gifted the United States the Statue of Liberty for its 100th birthday, and she was shipped here in pieces. But she couldn't be built right away. She needed a pedestal to stand on, a very large and expensive pedestal. At first, no one wanted to step up and donate money, but after a little push, people began to send in a little money at a time. Cent by cent and dollar by dollar, money came in from all over the United States, from people of all backgrounds and ages, including many school children who sent in their allowance or their hard-earned income, until finally the $100,000 needed was collected. See real photos of the statue being built and some of the people involved. Read real quotes and learn even more about our symbol of freedom and hope. Nikki Nakayama: A Chef's Tale in 13 Bites, by Jamie Michalak and Debbie Michiko Florence, illustrated by Hugo Jones. Nikki is a second-generation Japanese American who grew up in Los Angeles. She loved coming up with new creations in the kitchen and combining American and Japanese ingredients. After graduating high school, she traveled to Tokyo to explore and learn about the cuisine there. Then Nikki discovered kaiseki and knew that this is what she wanted to pursue. Kaiseki is a meal made up of many courses that tell a story. At the time, there were no female kaiseki chefs, but she was determined to change that. She went to cooking school, became a sushi chef, and for years continued to work hard, learn, and grow in both Japan and America. Finally, she opened up a successful kaiseki restaurant in Los Angeles and is able to tell stories with her food there. An easy recipe is included at the back of the book. Opening the Road, Victor Hugo Greene and His Green Book, by Keila Dawson, illustrated by Aliana Harris. Only 60 years ago, Black Americans still couldn't freely go everywhere in the United States, and that's the way it had been for decades. But thanks to people like Victor Greene, it became possible to travel safely. Victor Greene first got the idea of his Green Book in the 1930s from a guide for Jewish Americans to let them know places that sold kosher food. Victor Greene worked as a mail carrier, so as he delivered mail, he also asked people for lists of places that Black Americans could safely go and created the first edition of his Green Book for the state of New York. As you can imagine, it was extremely popular. He was also able to contact Black mail carriers from all over the country and make Green Books for other states as well. In 1940, the Green Book became an official guidebook recognized by the United States government. For years, the Green Book opened up new possibilities and opportunities for Black Americans until finally, in 1964, segregation became illegal and the Green Book was no longer needed. With Great Power, The Marvelous Stan Lee, by Annie Hunter Erickson, illustrated by Lee Gatlin. If you are a Marvel fan, then hopefully you know who Stan Lee is. Maybe you've even seen him as a cameo in some of the movies. With wit, many references, and fitting illustrations featuring dialogue bubbles and sound effects, this biography tells how Stan Lee was born into a family that struggled to pay the bills and how he relied on his imagination to stay entertained. He began working for Timely Comics at the age of 16 and quickly went from errand boy to published writer to editor, all while he was still a teenager. Only after 20 years did Stan Lee finally change up the same old comics and add things from his childhood imagination. A man with a stretchy body, a human torch, an invisible girl, a hero made of rock, the Fantastic Four. Once heroes with superpowers came into play, Stan Lee made sure to make superheroes for everyone and came up with characters like the Amazing Spider-Man, a geeky orphan that still managed to stand up to sinister forces and was adored by readers. From there, he created stories with the Hulk, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man. Stan Lee also created Stan's Soapbox, where he answered readers' questions and talked about what makes a hero. Don't forget to check out the 8 fiction nominees in this grade level. Thanks for watching.